Good morning, grade 10s. My name is Lucia Nakale, your economist teacher.
Good morning, grade 10s. I'm Kylie Eiman, your economics teacher for today. Our previous lesson was based on specialization and division of labor, whereby specialization was defined as when an individual or organization becomes experts and focuses on what they are good or best at. Whereas division of labor is when a task is broken down into smaller tasks amongst workers. Our lesson for today is the difference between the public and the private sector. What is the public sector? The public sector is the part of the economy where goods and services are provided by the government or local authorities carry out the task instead. Whereas the private sector consists of business activities that is owned, financed, and run by private individuals. Types of private businesses, there are three. Firstly is the sole proprietorship. Only one owner. Let me explain. A sole proprietorship is a business that can be owned and controlled by an individual, a company, or a limited liability partnership. The second point we have, or the second business we have, is the partnership. A partnership has 2 to 20 members or partners. Is a business set up by the deed of partnership documents. This involves 2 or more people or members. Like you can see, it can go up to 20 members that can join that business. And then lastly is the private corporation. A company that is owned by one person or a small group of people, for example, a family whose shares are not traded on a stock market. They can have from 1 up to 49. So the members can be a lot in this corporation, in a private corporation. And then we have the types of public businesses. They are easy. It's like the education sector, or the education like schools. And then we have the police, and then we have the healthcare. Those are the public businesses.
I'm gonna differentiate between the public sector and the private sector by making some comparisons. Point 1, under the private sector, there are insecure jobs. Meanwhile, in the public sector, there are secure jobs. Job security, or the lack of it, is one of the largest realities today. The debate between private jobs and government jobs has been a long-standing one, with a lot of factors contributing to the viability of both. The public sector has traditionally been the preferred source of employment for decades. In a private sector, jobs are more likely to be secure because most employees are employed upon contract, and once it expires or gets terminated, workers are more likely to lose their jobs. Meanwhile, in the public sector, there is much job security because most workers are employed permanently. Private sector point number 2. Unlimited works or day. while in the public sector, limited works or day. So what they mean by this is that in the private sector, jobs are hectic because of work with deadlines and incentives for task completion. The work is not quite defined in terms of working hours, and you may have to work overtime in order to meet a goal. There is a lot of pressure to excel and deliver results, while in government jobs, things are relatively more relaxed. Point number 3. Under private sector, only for earning profit, while in the public sector, only for social welfare. So what they mean by this is that in the public sector or in the private sector, businesses are profit motive, meaning they are only interested in maximizing profits. While in the public sector, they are more concerned about the society. They have public interest at heart, more concerned with providing employment opportunities. Point number 4, under private sector, no pensions and less benefits. While under public sector, pensions and various benefits. There are no pensions and other benefits in the private sector. Benefits in both government and private sector vary. Government jobs are better than private jobs because you have many benefits like getting loans, children or house loans, retirement plans, and pension. Government jobs offer the pension till death. No private job gives a pension. You need to save money while working. Moreover, some large private sectors may offer some benefits, but most of the companies don't, unlike the government. The last point, under private sector, less leaves or holidays. While in the public sector, there are leaves and holidays. So what they mean by this is that one of the major disadvantages in the private sector is that there are no holidays. In the government sector, you get paid on holidays, which is not the case for the private sector. The more you take leaves in the private sector, the less you will get paid. And in the starting period, it's really not possible for candidates to get leaves as per company norms. We've come to the end of our presentation. So to conclude, when we examine public sector versus private sector, plenty of differences come to mind. In defining each, we learn a private sector in an economy consists of 4 businesses and firms owned by ordinary members of the general public. It also consists of all the private households in which people live. The public sector in an economy is owned and controlled by a government. It consists of government businesses, firms, goods, and services provided by the government. So we have come to the end of our presentation, and I hope you have learned a lot from that.